The Solomon Islands. An island nation of the South Pacific most easily reached by a 3-hour flight from Brisbane, Australia. Dense tropical jungle, volcanoes, lagoons, and white sandy beaches. Let's take a look at the diversity of the Solomon Islands and some of the highlights you can experience during a trip on board the Emperor Bilikiki. The Bilikiki itinerary will visit the main regions of the Russell Islands, Mary Island, Marovo Lagoon, and the Florida Islands. The diving around the Russell Islands is varied, featuring steep walls, sloping reefs, and shallow coral gardens. Schools of fusiliers pass by up and down the reefs. Pyramid butterfly fish gather together. Sharks, rays, and tuna appear from the blue. Vibrant sea fans and delicate soft corals protrude from the reef wall. Anemones find their place amongst the corals. Look a little closer, and you can find perfectly camouflaged candy crabs hiding between the branches of soft corals. Shallow areas feature long stretches of hard coral gardens. Staghorn colonies provide a safe home to an array of colorful reef fish. A particularly iconic highlight of the Russell Islands is diving Leru Cut, a narrow crack running roughly 100 meters inland. The Bilikiki crew time the dive flawlessly, capturing the short window of the day where piercing sunbeams light up the canyon. The passage ends with a hidden, steep-walled pool where divers can break the surface and take in the wild sounds of the rainforest. For our next highlight, we have to journey back in time. During World War II, the US military held a highly secretive base in the Russell Islands, known as White Beach. When the base was abandoned at the end of the war, many of their vehicles, machinery and supplies were bulldozed into the sea as it was deemed significantly cheaper and logistically easier to discard the excess surplus than to transport it all back to the United States. But it's not only World War II relics that can be found here. In fact, there is so much to see here, the Bilikiki offers an open-deck dive schedule where buddy teams can come and go as they please. Just a meter from the surface, local villagers have curated their very own giant clam garden. Historically, giant clams have played a foundational role in coastal economies. For generations, they have provided a source of dietary protein, a raw material for tools, and even traditional currency. Directly off the Bilikiki's stern, mangrove trees fringe the coastline, their roots providing a home for archer fish and a shelter for juvenile fish, not yet ready for the open ocean. West of the Russell Islands, out on its own in the open sea, is Mary Island. Here, schooling fish such as big-eye jacks and barracuda can be found typically where ocean currents hit the steep sloping reef. Approximately 120 kilometers to the west of Mary Island is an active underwater volcano known as Kavachi, which rises 1,200 meters from the seafloor. Although it is too toxic and dangerous to dive Kavachi, its rumbling can be heard while diving Mary Island. Moving further to the northwest is the area of Marovo Lagoon. Here there are even more reefs to explore and even more marine life to find. A Aside from the reefs, a particular highlight here is a series of caves and caverns. Shallow and open, these caverns are safe, well lit and easily navigated. Their topography is stunning and a particular treat for wide-angle photographers. The fierce battles of World War II left the waters of the Solomon Islands scattered with the remnants of shipwrecks and plane wrecks. Some require advanced technical diving skills to explore, but others are well within reach for recreational divers and even snorkelers. The Iwami Maru was a merchant cargo vessel requisitioned by the Japanese Navy to transport troops, equipment, and vital supplies throughout the South Pacific. On December 26, 1942, the ship was heavily bombed by American aircraft. Today, she rests completely upright and largely intact, adorned with colorful soft corals, sea fans, and black coral bushes. The Kawanishi H-6K or Mavis seaplane. These seaplanes were used for reconnaissance purposes by the Japanese, who had a seaplane base in the Florida Islands. Long after World War II, in the year 2000, a German expedition cruise ship called the World Discoverer ran aground in the Florida Islands. Salvaging plans were dropped, and now the ship sits abandoned, being slowly taken over by the jungle. Known as the Devil's Highway, strong currents running through the channel of Maravagi Bay makes it the perfect place for reef mantas to gather and feed. Depending on conditions and where the mantas have chosen to be, it could either be a dive or a snorkel. Either way, it's an exhilarating experience. Last but by far not least, we have the people of the Solomon Islands. Karamolan village in the Russell Islands have welcomed Bilikiki's guests for years with flower necklaces and a show of traditional singing and dancing. Traditional wood carving communities display and sell their handmade wares, a great opportunity to buy authentic souvenirs directly from the craft makers themselves. Floating markets set up shop alongside the Bilikiki. Fresh produce is grown from seeds supplied through Emperor Bilikiki's Seed to Plate initiative, which helps financially support local communities as well as widening their diet and enhancing their health. The Bilikiki staff buy fresh produce from several communities throughout the trip. And finally, if you are someone who likes to get away from the crowds, besides the local canoes, you'll likely not see another boat your entire trip.